Mortissa donates $10 saying, insane run of Hollow Knight. First time live watch and donator. This goes to the best ending of Silent Hill 2. And with that, everybody, let's throw it over to swordsmankirby for Kirby and the amazing mirror. Take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm swordsmankirby, and with me on couch I have sgrunt.
Hello.
Dotsarecool.
Hello.
And Mr. Shasta.
Hello.
And besides, I don't know if you guys can see him, but there's DevolitionDerby and FFR Pro as well. All right, so this is gonna be the 80% category. I can get started. Countdown. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Who's that guy?
I have no idea.
Same.
Yeah. So the first part of this game is just like a little bit of a tutorial area. It shows off one of the main gimmicks, which is multiplayer. So normally you have another Kirby stand the switch. Oops. Let's see if I can do this without the other Kirbys coming. All right. And what's going to be at the beginning of this run is what's called a mix, which is very common in Kirby games. So if you inhale 2 enemies with abilities. All right, good.
Easy.
Yeah, easy. So mixed wheel starts with good timing. You can select essentially any ability you want. No randomness, and the one that we want for this beginning of the part is going to be wheel. Wheel has great horizontal movement, and unlike if you're familiar with Nightmare in Dreamland, which this game is compared to a lot, you can actually jump while you're in wheel form. So it's a lot more versatile than in some other Kirby games. Did someone say something? So in this first part, we're essentially just going in a straight line, like pretty straightforward. This game is considered to be sort of like a Metroidvania, a very maze-like layout. But this first part is just going to be pretty straightforward. Oops.
So why you just like stop you for a bit on this star in particular?
What do you mean?
Like you just stop for like 5 seconds and he goes. Why does it do that?
I don't know. Just sit around and wait.
Fair enough.
I have no idea. All right. Oops. So this first part here, what's going to be coming up is a mini boss called Mr. Frosty. And what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to inhale these 2 Waddle Dees right here. Oops. I only got 1. Whatever. And then finish off the rest with wheel. Luckily, it didn't take too long. All right, this is a big switch. It opens sort of a shortcut back here, but we're never going to come back here, so we're going to skip over it. So any percent, there's 8 different bosses, and essentially what the 80% category is just beating those 8 bosses, unlocking certain shortcuts that help us, and then going to the final boss. There's a lot of this world that doesn't get seen in this run because we just go straight to those bosses. All right, very important enemy coming up right here. This was called Golem, and if you don't inhale this correctly, so... I got it wrong. All right.
Oh no.
Oh no. All right, he's back, he's back. All right, so the reason why it gave me the fighter ability is because it tried to punch me. So Golem is a very unique ability, or unique enemy in this game in that depending on what attack it's doing, it actually gives you a different ability. If we inhale it before it does any attack, it'll give us stone like this. So first boss coming up, all I'm gonna do is just take stone and just sort of mash next to it, and that's the first boss.
Easy.
Yeah. Yeah, not too much. Just mash at a leisurely pace, and that's the entire boss.
I think we can safely say that rocked.
Thanks, sgrunt.
You're welcome.
Thanks, sgrunt.
So the switch that we press unlocked essentially the rest of the game. Conveniently, there's a wheel enemy right at the very beginning of it, so we're just going to take it without doing any kind of mixes. Here you're going to see a little bit of the typical wheel movement. There's a lot of sneaking back and forth. One thing about wheel is that it's normally invulnerable except when you're turning around. So in places like this, avoiding the enemies carefully is especially important. You'll notice that Kirby stops for a little bit each time it hits an enemy. This is what we refer to as hit lag. Each time you hear a little bit of a sound when you press, when you hit an enemy, you lose 0.05 seconds. It really doesn't sound like a lot, but you're going to go through a lot of enemies throughout the course of the game. So avoiding hit lag really does add up. Now, this switch right here is sort of a three-way fork between three of the next bosses. The first one we're going to go to is at the end of Radish Ruins. All right, let's go through the fish and go through the spikes. A little bit of the scary part. If you lose your ability in the spikes, you lose a lot of time. And I guess one thing about this run is that you do want to keep abilities for a particularly long amount of time. If you have any donations right now, go ahead.
All right, sounds good. We have a $15.51 donation from Mir Kirby, who says, "Bye, yeah."
Bye, you.
$20 from Zach F. Have to donate during Kirby. Good luck with the run.
Yeah, there's not really much to say about Radish Ruins. There's a little bit of cool wheel movement, but it's pretty much just straight wheel movement. And you can see in rooms like this, avoiding hit lag by doing carefully placed jumps. You could just roll on the ground, but then you'd be running into literally everything.
So what you're saying is we just want to roll with it.
Yes.
Thanks, sgrunt.
Thanks, sgrunt. Yeah, a couple of narrow corridors here, but we're going to be coming up onto a pretty familiar mini boss in a sec. All right, so this is Master Hand. Might look familiar to a lot of people. What's interesting about Master Hand, okay, so that was a pretty quick fight. Master Hand does not have an active hurt box, so you can stand inside of it, sort of like how it is in the Smash games, where you only really take damage when it's actually attacking. So you can snake inside of it with the wheel ability without being afraid of taking damage. So typically speaking, Master Hand fights can go pretty quick compared to other mini bosses that you do with wheel.
He also gives you the smash power as well, which gives you Kirby's melee moveset in particular.
Yeah. This game came out a little bit after Melee, so there's a lot of Melee or Smash Brothers related stuff in it. All right, so now we're quickly getting to our second boss. As you might imagine from this maze-like layout, there's a lot of different boss orders that we do, but the ones that we put in the beginning are just ones that we do in real attempts, which are the most random ones. This guy doesn't have a name.
Who is that?
I have no idea.
I've never seen him before in my life. So I'm gonna try to slide into it to try to get him to do the down stab attack. That actually makes him sort of more vulnerable. So Meta Knight can block randomly.
Who's Meta Knight?
I just made up that name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whoever it was, he didn't make the cut.
But that fight went okay. It's a little bit different from other games where sort of you're forced to use sword. Here we chose to use sword, so when we take damage, we actually just lose our ability. Oh, wow. Oh, nice spacing. You'll notice that when I'm not using an ability like Wheel, I'm constantly jumping. It really doesn't look like it, but Kirby's moving ever so slightly faster in the air than on the ground.
Gotta see the frames.
Yeah. All right, pretty quick mini boss fight. So for this next boss, which is called Molly, also a very random boss, we're going to be using the throw ability. So throw essentially just sucks something in, and you hold it, and you can throw it back at the enemy.
So we're going to have a real throwdown here.
Yes. All right, very random, but what I need Molly to do is that I need him to actually throw something.
Hey, there we go.
All right, that was a good fight.
That was a good look. Nice. Ding.
All right, I haven't explained this yet, but after this fade out happens, I want to reset. And that just saves, it just skips the Kirby dance. It saves like 3 to 4 seconds, depending on exactly where you use it. So we're going to go back to that three-way fork. And this time we're going to head up to this area called Carrot Castle. So there's 9 different areas in this game. Right now we're in what's called Rainbow Route. That's sort of the base area. But for each of the other 8 areas, there's one boss sitting at the end of it. So we're going to go towards this area called Carrot Castle. So you can really see the effects of hit lag when you go through Gordo enemies. Pretty much you're just constantly going through hit lag, so it's really important to jump over them. Yeah, so this part's a little bit tight. But typically speaking, jumping up platforms, even if you need to float up to them, is faster than just straight floating up. This is another pretty important shortcut. It comes in like pairs of switches. But we're going to be using that to get to 2 other bosses later on. This is Carrot Castle. This first part's a little bit scary. If I mess it up, I could lose a lot of time. There's this enemy called a Mira that you're going to see at the bottom here, and it holds the door. There. Nice. And then for these cannons, I'm going to hold the ability in my mouth. So if I hit the spikes, I won't lose my ability.
I love Kirby's face. Why is he on through this?
Yeah. We call these fat Kirby strats.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Yeah. Luckily, I didn't hit any spikes, but still just those 2 seconds of extra safety. Yeah, so the mirror enemy is annoying because it holds the door, but if you sort of spook it, it disappears and you have to reset the entire room. That's a particularly bad place to have to reset, and it costs like 15 to 20 seconds to reset it. So I just took a really safe way of hitting it. So this 4th boss is called Mega Titan. The first phase of this, we're going to be hitting Mega Titan into this electric fence. The very first hit is pretty particular. It hit him like sort of backwards into the fence. And the second phase is just a normal fight with snaking in and out with wheel. So if you're a big fan of Kirby dances, this is the only one that you're going to get in the run. So the reason why we don't reset here is because we have wheel. And if we were to reset, we would lose it and have to go back somewhere else to go get it. So the only Kirby dance you're going to see in this entire run. So this next boss coming up is Gobbler, which is at the end of Olive Ocean. So Olive Ocean, as the name suggests, has a lot of water. And water, like rooms like this, can be a little bit scary because if you take, in this game, if you take any kind of damage, you'll lose your ability, which is a little bit different from more recent Kirby games. And pretty much this entire section is water, so if you take any kind of damage, you're probably going to lose your ability permanently. And like I said, keeping like abilities like wheel for long periods of time is crucial in this run. If you have any donations, this would be a good time.
All right, sounds good. We have $100 from Anonymous who reads, "Gotta donate when my favorite pink cream buff boy, Kirby's on. Kick some butt on the run, swordsman Kirby." $500 from Stevo the Human, who says, "I loved playing this game when I was a kid and always wanted to play it multi. Hopefully in the future I can see co-op speedruns of this game. Also, this is best Metroidvania."
Yeah. So 2.5 years ago at SGDQ2019, I did run 2-player co-op with another runner named Gravel Crusher. I'm just going to say that co-op is really difficult to play. It's really laggy, really annoying. So this is a neat little mix setup. All right, so I got UFO there.
That seems really hard.
Yeah, it's kind of an unusual setup, but the nice thing about this game, so enemies have health values, and as a result, their bodies or whatever stay on screen for a little bit after they're completely defeated. So this UFO is going to allow us to break this bomb block right here. And yeah, so basically enemies that have abilities usually aren't going to be so close together for you to be able to easily do mixes. So we're essentially sort of bumping enemies into each other so we can hail both of them at the same time.
Hey, Swordsman, do we have time for one more? We have a very special donation.
Yeah.
All right, we do have $100 from our own Edo Bean. Thank you so much, Edo. I'm gonna need some help from you in the couch as well. Wanted to wish the best of luck to Swordsman Kirby on his run of Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. I'm so sorry I could not be there for your run, but I'm shouting out all the Puyos. I gotta do this for Edo now. Booyah! Booyah! Booyah!
Boyo.
Booyah! Thanks, everybody. Appreciate that. Much love, Edo.
Thanks, Eddie. Oops. All right, so once again, this is going to be a matter of holding an ability for a really long time. So I've got my favorite attacking ability, Stone. And this pretty long water section can't take any damage at all throughout this entire section. But at first, I think that when they designed rooms like this, it was meant for you to lose your ability. But after running the game for a while, you get used to all the tricks that it tries to pull. All right, so almost out of it. All right, so now we're out of this. Now we're on to Gobbler. Once again, it's going to be similar to the other fights that we've been doing with Stone. We're just going to be doing a ton of damage with one hit. I like it a little bit early, but you can actually puff water and do damage that way. Stone has this property where it's sort of like, it's also kind of like hit lag, where you sort of stay in place when you use the stone. And actually it allows you to chain multiple hits together. All right. This switch that I pressed earlier is kind of optional, but it gives us access to the missile ability. Missile looks like a very simple 8-directional thing.
It's not.
It's not. It has a tendency of drifting sideways, and it's quite difficult to control. So I'm kind of doing these not very optimal 90-degree turns. But the most optimal way of moving and avoiding this kind of sideways drift is to do 45-degree turns. A lot of levels are or a lot of rooms have these sharp 90-degree angles. So it's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. The alternative here is to use an ability called Burning, which is the fireball ability. Oops, dropped a little bit earlier, that's okay. But it is slightly slower, even though you press an extra switch and you have to go down and go out of your way to get missile. Yeah, be a little bit careful with all this fire. They pretty much act like spikes, and your ability star will instantly break. All right, Shadow Kirby gave me good luck. Shadow Kirby can drop one of 3 things. One of them is the invincibility candy. So this mini boss, I'm just going to stand inside of it, and it gets defeated. Just a little bit of time saved over inhaling a golem, which, as you saw me screw up earlier. All right, oops. Same idea for Krako with Stone. I'm trying to get double hits, so that's the whole fight. Yeah, just 3 quick double hits and the boss is done. All right, so 2 more bosses before the final boss sequence. Yeah. I make use of these shortcuts that I opened during the Mega Titan split. Oops. All right, so that's Peppermint Palace. We just completely skipped it. In reality, we're going to use these switches to sort of take a backdoor entrance into Peppermint Palace. So right now, we're actually not going to be going towards the end of Peppermint Palace for the boss of Peppermint Palace. We're actually going to reach Area 9, which is Candy Constellation. A little bit about sort of the route that we've been taking through this game. In 2007, there was a tool-assisted speedrun by Mug, which like an 80% speed run. And it takes some route and does not go the way that we're going right now. In 2010, a Japanese runner by the name of Jet Toast set a really, really good time, like a 28:43 that stood for like 6 years, that showcased this route right here, which involves defeating this Mr. Frosty to get to Candy Constellation. That was good luck, good pattern, so the fight went pretty quickly. But essentially, in terms of the 80% category, in terms of major route changes, it's basically been that one like run by Jet Toast, I guess, and nothing else in the past 12 years. So basically just one route change by Jet Toast. I don't know. It's probably like my favorite, like Jet Toast run is probably my favorite Kirby speed run. All right, I skip this switch. I'll probably regret it. The Candy Constellation, since it's like in the sky or in space, there are a lot of pits where you can really easily lose your ability. And so when starting out this game, I would just lose a ton of time just because there's so many different ways of losing your wheel ability, and you really do need to carry it almost to the end. After a while, just, I don't know, like all this becomes pretty smooth with experience. Oops.
In one way or another, it's still important not to space out.
Yeah. All right, this is affectionately known as the lag room. If all these Waddle Dees are attacking at the same time, it can cause a lot of lag, but with precise jumps, you can get through it pretty straightforward.
Start.
Yeah. All right, so now we're coming up to our second Master Hand fight. This one's a little bit different because Master Hand is sitting around a little bit off the ground. And that means I need to do these wheel jumps. It's a little bit trickier. And you have the tendency of getting trolled by that fight a lot more, but that went pretty smoothly. If you have any more donations, this would be a good time.
Absolutely, and this is one name I do recognize. We have $25 from E Bloody Candy. Some community love here. E Bloody Candy says, "Hey, Swordsman Kirby, good luck on your run. Quick question: what is the best Kirby game, and why is it Kirby's Dreamland Extra Mode?"
No.
Yeah. Thanks, E Bloody Candy.
Thanks, EBC.
Yeah.
$25 from Metafright. Have to donate during one of my favorite Kirby games. Go Swordsman Kirby.
All right. So this is a place where missile is a little bit more designed towards missile. There are a lot of 45-degree turns instead. So it's a lot more natural to be using missile here. Just going to be going up into space here. Yeah, Candy Constellation is shaped like like that constellation, Little Dipper, something like that. So this part is just sort of a straight line up. All right, so this is yet another melee thing. This is Master Hand and Crazy Hand.
They both function the same though. They don't look different at all.
Yeah, they have kind of the same moves. All right, this is a pretty good pattern. One difference.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one difference.
I think we got to hand it to you for that one.
I think you've used that one before.
Get in material.
Yeah, so like a slight difference is that Crazy Hand is weak to fire, so that's why Crazy Hand died much quicker than Master Hand. And I was focusing on like the right hand most of the fight. All right. Eighth and final boss, Wiz. Yeah, this is pretty much a straight line, so we can fit in a couple more donations.
All right, sounds good. $100 from Alex231. I probably won't get to donate much during the week, so I might as well donate during my favorite Kirby game. $25 from Nintendo PC. Kirby and the Amazing Mirror is probably my favorite Kirby. Glad to see it in the marathon.
All right. A tricky mix setup is coming. I'm probably not going to get it, so we'll see. All right, nice.
Nice.
All right, so this hammer mix, the mix itself, you know, they're like we say that they're 4 frames wide. That's actually the easy part. The hard part is inhaling the 2 enemies. So you have like 1/60th of a second to inhale them most of the time. Unfortunately, I didn't get good luck here. All right, but the charge hammer pretty much does like a third of the health, so that fight becomes way easier with hammer. All right, so now that the mirror is complete, we can actually jump into it and go to the final boss sequence. But one thing I'm going to do right before that is actually just immediately reset. And the effect of that is that the second time I go through it, like I just like let a cutscene play a little bit. And the second time I go through it, I'll be able to skip it. I'm going to get, once again, my favorite attacking ability, Stone. Call the other Kirbys out. This is kind of the same as the first Meta Knight fight, except it can do a few more moves, but we're still trying to get him to do the down stab attack. All right, so this is like the one useful glitch in the run. So I'm like hovering like a little bit off the ground. And that'll cause me to go into this portal like a tiny fraction of a second faster.
You gotta stay in the frames.
Yeah. I mean, it's really easy to do. All you do is just hover at the top of the screen. So now we're on to Dark Mind, the final boss. The strategy here is going to be to combine the ability that I came in with the Master Sword, and then spit it. So this double star normally actually doesn't kill Dark Mind, but what happens is that Dark Mind will get knocked back and get hit by the double star twice. So that's really convenient. All right, so in the second phase, I'm going to be combining the ability that I came in with the Master Sword. All right, this pattern is a little bit tricky. All right, got it.
Rip.
Yeah. The reason why it's tricky is because the stars that Dark Mind spawns can actually ruin the second hit if you're not quick enough about it. All right, so for this third phase, I wonder what happens next. So once again, this double star strategy. But what I'm trying to do right here is that there are two different abilities that you can get from Dark Mind. I'm not going to get it. But if you're able to get fire or ice from Dark Mind stars, you can actually hit the switch immediately. But because I didn't get a good pattern, I had to go all the way around the room. It's actually not very common to get a fire or ice early. All right, let's get on the fourth phase. All right, I'm going to do something a little bit different here. In this fourth phase, the first attack takes like a random amount of time to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to...
He's dead. Oh.
No. It just gets him to attack a little bit quicker. But this time the double star actually won't kill. There'll be like a sliver of health left. All right. So the green star gives a mix. Oh, what? Fine.
Oh.
But I can finish him off with a UFO attack. So that finishes that like style of Dark Mind. And now we're on to Dark Mind 5. The reason why I want the UFO ability is because the part where you're damaging is the eye, and the eye will close for like a couple seconds after you hit it. So you want something that does like one big hit of damage, like the charged UFO attack. Nice. So these long invincibility frames for the eyes I like to call eye frames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Esper was doing the puns.
That phase actually went really well. You'll notice that I was also hitting the mirrors that were spawning, and that actually does damage to Dark Mind as well. So now we're on to the sixth and final phase. So after the last hit on this one, it's time. All right, like this is like Kirby games like to end in these weird space shooters. This is no exception. All right. He likes to dance around, but sometimes he'll stand in place. All right, time.
GG.
All right, the timer shows 28:41, which is really surprising considering like the really shaky start I had. So, this is just like one last little Smash Brothers reference. There's like a counter at the bottom right.
Unfortunately, not shooting the credits, though.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. But somehow this fight's already over, even though he's still attacking us. But yeah. And at the end, like you can optionally deal like the final blow or whatever to the Dark Mind. And so I just want to thank Gravel Crusher and Local Mocal especially. They're two amazing mirror runners that. So Gravel Crusher, I did the SGDQ2019 run with him. And basically the two of them have really inspired me to push this game further. So I just want to thank them. Anyways, I think that's going to be all for me. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you so much again to swordsmankirby and the Kirby community. Y'all were amazing. Thank you very much. Now time for a couple more donations. We have $10 from a ghost who says, not sure if I was watching Kirby or Sonic. $50 from Anonymous. Greetings and many thanks from Germany for all the runners and GDQ team organizing such a great event for such an important cause. Melidag donates $50 saying, I've been watching GDQ for years and I'm glad to finally get the chance to donate. Good luck to the runners and kill the animals. Speaking of incentives, again, real quick update on the Serious Sam secret levels. We are $1,635 out of $7,500. So please, if you do want to see those secret levels within Serious Sam, it's only a couple runs away. Please get those donations in. Thank you. $25 from Kingdom of Ribbon. AGDQ is one of my husband and I's favorite things to watch and support. Thanks for keeping this a strong tradition every year and helping to support a foundation that strives to save many lives. Kelvin114 donates $100 saying thank you for the awesome show. I Carry On donates $25 saying, this is going to be a great one as always. Thank you to all of you for this event and all of the raised money and raised awareness. Love you guys. Fuddlebob donates $50 saying, it's my birthday. What better present than a whole week of speedruns? What? This marathon is for charity and not just me personally? Nah, it's definitely a birthday present for me. Good luck to all the runners, and maybe this year I'll have my donation read out for once. Mascot donates $15 saying, my first donation of the marathon to kick off an exciting week of runs. Good luck to all of the runners donating towards more Shovel Night because who doesn't need more Shovel Night? $25 from Lumrick. Greetings from Germany. Everybody have a good time. Thank you for the awesome runs. $100 from Thank You. I've been thinking what to type in here, but to be honest, it's awesome that we can have a charity event by playing games. Caring for others is the most important thing in life, and I hope others join me in this. Thank you for doing this. $25 from Ruffin. You rock, keep up the amazing work, and wreck those games. A little bit about one of our sponsors, the Yeti. Have you snagged your official AGDQ merch yet? Head on over to www.theyeti.com/AGDQ to see all the incredible designs we've got available. There's tees, pins, and a finale patch that will only be available for a limited time, and a portion of every sale goes to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. $25 from Curtis120. Decided to get my donation in early because we need to see that Agent 3 rematch in Splatoon 2 Octo expansion. $15 from Anonymous. Awesome games done quick is on. Oasis donates $50 saying, another year, another GDQ. Shout outs to everyone there, to all my friends, have fun. Best of luck to all the runners, especially that Stu guy. I like him. Let him pick where this goes. $20 from the Dark Artisan. Second time catching GDQ live. Me and my fiance love watching y'all, and the work you do is amazing. Making this donation for my grandfather who lost his battle with cancer 10 years ago. Looking forward to the DKC run the most. Come on, Void. Love from UK. $100 from Calvin134. Greetings from Brazil and keep up the good work. GVSU Lakers 17 donates $50 saying, glad I could donate for such a great cause. Thank you to everyone for putting this on. Can't wait to watch an awesome week of games. Also want to give out a shout out to Sky because she's awesome. Glad I could donate when she is announcing. Thanks, GVSU. Phase Shift donates $25 saying, good luck, Void. Can we get some Void W's in the chat? Wolfpack donates $50 saying, really looking forward to AGDQ this year. Good luck from Germany to all the runners. Chris donates $25 saying, hello again, GDQ. Wishing for good RNG for all runners. Good luck. All right, real quick update again for the Serious Sam secret levels. We are now $2,025 out of $7,500. Let's get those secret levels incentive met. All right, we are going to throw to interview now. Take it away.
Hello, Kung Fu Fruit Cup here. We've got some awesome interviews lined up this week with some amazing runners. You'll see them before and after their runs, so make sure you look out so you can get some great information about runs before they happen or to get a good recap of things afterwards. Today we're here with Keverage, who is getting ready for his Mario Kart DS run, which we're really excited about.
Yep.
So I wanted to ask what your favorite part of this run is coming up.
My favorite part of the run, well, Mario Kart DS in general is very, very tech heavy. There's something called snaking, which you guys will see if anyone's ever played before. And I just like games that have like very high skill ceilings, a lot of techniques, and it's just more interesting to me. So there's like a lot more work that goes into it. It feels more accomplished when you hit a good time and whatnot. So just that is like a good feeling, and it's just fun because of that.
Sounds like you've been into that for a while, right?
Yeah, a long time.
Well, then alongside that, what would you say would be the most difficult part coming up?
Honestly, when I'm doing time trials, it's not so bad, but when I do full game runs like this, it's extremely tiring. My hands are gonna be killing me throughout this whole run.
And how many levels are there?
32.
32.
Yeah. Not much breaks in between, like 10 seconds maybe.
So it's wearing on the...
Yeah, my thumbs are gonna be killing me.
Oh my gosh, well, best of luck.
Thank you.
So I want to know, because you've been involved with GDQs for quite a long time, you've been around, is there anything notable you'd want to share with everybody about your experiences here?
I've been coming to GDQs for about 4 years now, and it's been getting better every time. Every iteration is getting better and better. And honestly, like, people watching at home don't realize what's going on here. They only see the stream room and what's being run at the moment, but there's so much more going on. SGDQ in 2018, I was in the stream room for maybe 2 hours the entire time here.
Wow.
The rest of the time I'm like playing board games, just hanging out with people, you know, talking about what to eat in circles and whatnot. So, you know, the usual stuff. There's a lot of fun stuff going on here at the event.
There is. It's really full, and there's so much to do, and it's just a different kind of experience.
Yeah.
But it's also awesome watching from home or from your hotel room. I wanted to ask about, back to the game, let's get a little bit more into the community surrounding the game. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. So there's a decent amount of people that run this game as like all tracks, which is what I'm doing today. On speedrun.com, you could see the leaderboards. But there's also a really big time trials community. You could go to mariokartplayers.com/mkds. And there's like, I think like 1,500 people maybe that have submitted times before. So it's like one of the biggest like IL time trials communities of any game that I could even think of. So
Wow, I had no
there's
idea.
a lot of
I didn't
people.
realize there were that many people.
A lot of people playing for a long time.
That's really cool. It
Yeah.
sounds like time trials are really fun.
Yep.
That's awesome. I also wanted to get a little glimpse of some social media questions we have
Sure.
for you. All right. So Kev, this is from RoxTV_, who asks, why did you choose Mario Kart DS as a speedrun, and what is your favorite track in the game?
Well, like I was talking about earlier, the reason I chose it is just because like there's so much skill involved, and that's just fun to me. I just get more enjoyment out of that. Favorite track? It depends, honestly. I like more of the newer tracks. The retro tracks are like all right, but like Airship Fortress is a good track. Tick-Tock Clock, Cheap Cheap Beach. I like a ton of them. Depends on my mood. Some of them are based on like whether I like it. Some of them I like because I'm better at them or something. So there's a few.
Yeah, that makes
Changes
sense.
around maybe.
Is there anything specific you've noticed in these tracks that are kind of similar that appeal to you?
Not really. I think some of it's just like the design, honestly, because like you'll see like Tick-Tock Clock is from SM64. Their Airship Fortress is like the fortresses, the ships from Super Mario Brothers 3. So like it's a cool throwback. I like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I like the design for that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
definitely.
Let's get in another question. This is from Mushroom Boy 1022, who says, how drastic would the times for tracks change if snaking wasn't involved?
A lot, honestly. If I had to just throw out a number for my run's like about an hour long. If I didn't like mini turbo, snake, or anything at all, at least 15 minutes add on, 15, 20 minutes.
Wow,
It's
that's
like,
an extra quarter.
It's a big difference. There's like multiple, like 10, 15, 20 seconds even on longer tracks, like one track alone. So it's pretty drastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a crazy amount. I'm going to get one more question for you.
Sure.
This is from tflower565, who asks, what color socks are you wearing?
I am wearing, you guys won't be able to see. It's like, they're blue because it's like the ocean. There's like sea creatures on it. I have a jellyfish, a shark. There's like a giant squid like on the tip of it and everything.
That's actually really fascinating. That's a great answer. I was not expecting that. Well, guys, get excited for the run coming up. Next up, we have Donkey Kong, and that's going to be super fun. But for now, we are going to throw it over to Sent. So thank you so much, Kev, for joining us, and best of luck on your run.
Thank you very much.
Sent, take it away.
We're just going to keep going with this. All right, good. We got the audio this time. Didn't need my assistant to pop out and help me a second time in 5 minutes. That's good. Thank you so much to Kung Fu and Keverage for that amazing interview. Guys, my name is Sent. I'm the prize coordinator here over at Games Done Quick, and I'm going to take a few opportunities throughout this marathon to just pop out and show you guys some of the awesome prizes you guys can get yourself entered to if you donate to the marathon. Getting yourself entered to win a prize is as simple as putting in a donation. There's nothing else you need to check. There's no other things you need to go over. As long as you donate at least the minimum amount that I'm going to tell you, or that you can find in the tracker over at gamesdonequick.com, you're going to be entered into a chance to win that prize. So let's talk about a few prizes we have here. So first off, we have, I showed them off a little bit in the pre-show, but we have this beautiful set of Hollow Knight plushies here from our good friends over at Fangamer and Team Cherry. $15 minimum donation, you win the full set. You get, of course, the knight himself. He's got a little sword here, and it's magnetic too, so it just clips right onto his back. I love it. It's adorable. We got a grub. It makes noises. Hopefully they're coming through my mic. That's a good one. And of course, we have Hornet here. Same thing with the sword. I love this little technology. Just tiny little magnet, so it snaps right to her hand, and she can hold it for you. And well, not a hard boss at all. Never mind. We're gonna put her right down here. $15 minimum donation for the whole set of them. We also have this beautiful Hollow Knight amigurumi doll here. It's crocheted. I love amigurumi as a style. I love crochet as a style. It just looks so cool, especially from a distance. And then you zoom in, and it's like, oh yeah, someone had to knit around all of his little body. It's great. He also has the sword, not magnetic. I've not found a way to make wool magnetic yet. If someone knows a way, hit me up. It'd be good to know. And I believe he is a $10 minimum donation between now and the end of Mario Kart. All the prizes I'm going to show you guys right now, from now to the end of Mario Kart. So get those donations in. We also have this beautiful Mothwing shawl here. It is a power-up to your fashion sense. You just wrap it around. There we go. Very stylish. Or you can wear it as a cape. Either way, super cool. Glad to have it. Moving on to a little bit of Kirby stuff here from our good friends over at Studio Pen. We have this beautiful Kirby's Adventure mousepad depicting the first day level in the game, the kind of overworld with all the levels you pop into. Definitely a super cute little addition. Huge shout outs to our friends over at Studio Pen for sending it out to us. Finally, we have a couple of Hollow Knight art pieces I want to show off to you guys, because these things are super cool. So first off, we have this cool lithographic print here of the knight fighting the final boss of the game. Had to wait until after the game to show this. No spoilers for sure. One cool thing, I'm not sure if it's showing up too well on camera, but it's a little bit holographic. I love it. It looks absolutely great. So there we go. And finally, we have one last fun little art thing to show here. We have this beautiful Hollow Knight picture done entirely in spray paint. You probably can't tell it from a distance, but yeah, this whole thing is spray painted. It's actually got a lot of texture to it. I mean, if you just move your hand across it, you can feel the different ridges left from the spray paint. It looks absolutely beautiful. Super glad to have these. Guys, if you're curious about the minimum donations to win any of the prizes that I just showed off, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go over to gamesdonequick.com, check out the tracker, because that's going to have all the information you need about upcoming prizes, speed runs, and donation incentives you can put your donations towards. And with that, we've already raised $42,000 for PCF. That's absolutely insane, and I'm looking forward to seeing that number just go up all week. But for now, let's throw it back over to the front as we get ready for Donkey Kong Country with Void and Stu.
Thank you very much, Sent. Real quick, before we throw it to the runners here, we have $100 from Snack Pack, who says, let's go DKC, plus $5 for every frame hit by either of you, including Math Warp. Shantron donates $123.45. DK Hype, my buddy and I toured through DKC this summer when he bummed it up at my house for a month. Good luck on the run. Deucenage donates $100 saying good luck to all the runners this week.